Joining me is, to my left, is Chetan Bhagat, as I've been saying, making his election debut, India's best-selling author, half-girlfriend. Today he's...
Analysis debut.
Election analysis debut.
Before you announce a big thing.
Making his election analysis debut. Never know, he might join politics in the future. No? No way. Dipankar Gupta, the country's leading political sociologist, is with us. Also with us, Manishankar Aiyar. The Congress party is not expected to do well. Mani is not here wearing only his Congress party hat, but his hat as an analyst. Also with us, Manisha Priyam. She is a senior academic, someone who has tracked this election very closely for us, the leading voice really on North Indian politics that she's mastered. Also with us, Manini Chatterjee of The Telegraph, their national affairs editor. Surjit Bhalla, economist and part-time psephologist, number cruncher. Written a book on cricket, I can tell you, also on the World Cup recently. But apart from that, is going to today look at T20 election style. Okay, lots of guests will be joining us in a moment. The big question, of course, that we've been raising, is this the day when Arvind Kejriwal scores that stunning comeback? Let me bring you in, Surjit, since you've joined us a little late this morning. Do you believe the exit polls will be proven right today?
You know, if not, it'd be historical, because every opinion poll and every exit poll is unanimous. Normally, when you expect that the polls will go wrong, when there's some diversion, at least one poll.
They could all be wrong.
And that's what I'm saying. It'll be historical.
It'll be historical.
Hasn't happened.
It could happen.
It hasn't happened, but it could happen, obviously.
Hasn't happened, but could happen. I'm wondering who our BJP guest at the moment is, because the BJP is lining up their guests also. And I know all of them are itching to prove these exit polls wrong today. We'll go to our BJP and Aam Aadmi. Sorry? Okay, we'll be going to our BJP guests in a moment. But Mani, your viewpoint on that? Do you believe that exit polls, in a sense, increasingly in this country, are taken seriously by politicians? The Prime Minister said they are bazaru. These are all commercial polls, all manufactured. Do you go with the Prime Minister's comment, or do you take them seriously?
That's why I take them seriously. If Modi says they are bazaru, after having proclaimed that previous polls that were in his favor were not bazaru, then it shows that the chances are that the polls are right, and that today we are going to celebrate the first setback that this man who deserves setbacks.
Hold on. It's almost as if Manishankar Aiyar is putting all his hopes on Arvind Kejriwal. He's not a congressman, Mani. He's the Aam Aadmi Party.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, because almost...
You seem to think that I'd forgotten
No,
that.
because my worry is that today you've reached the stage, the great national party has reached the stage where Manishankar Aiyar is hoping and praying that Arvind Kejriwal does what you can't do. You can't defeat Narendra Modi, so you're putting your hopes on Arvind Kejriwal.
If I can't defeat Narendra Modi, I want to see someone defeat him. And I'm delighted to see that somebody will defeat him. Because the important question before the country is whether this man is to continue or whether somebody can stop him. And I love to see the fact that today he's getting tripped up for the first time in close to a year.
You know, it's interesting that the Congress party is relying on Aam Aadmi Party, a 2-year-old party. How many years is your party?
I'm not relying on it.
129-year-old party.
I'm facing a reality that the Congress party, according to your polls, the ones that I'm saying are likely to get it right, give the Congress less than 5. They give them 2, 3, 4. Now, in these circumstances, would I want the BJP to win, or would I want the AAP to win? Naturally, I'd want the AAP to win.
We will come back to that.
Actually, in the long term, that could be worse for the Congress. Well, because if they win, they will take over all your votes one day. BJP is still, you guys are
concerned in a T20 with the result today.
Okay,
and I do want to see this Modi juggernaut being stopped somewhere, if it's going to be stopped today by the AP.
Okay, let me bring in Sudhanshu Mittal of the BJP. You're hearing this, Sudhanshu Mittal. Manishankar Aiyar wants to stop you at all costs. Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Congress party also joining us. But Sudhanshu, you first. At any cost, he wants to stop you. Is this the moment where your Rath is going to be stopped? The juggernaut?
The viciousness of Mani is well known. So no need to comment on his personal vicious attack, which we've just seen.
No, but I want to understand that. Are you seeing this, is the BJP seeing this as a defining moment, or are you seeing this only as a state election? Are you seeing this as a moment where, because the Prime Minister said, Desh ka man, Delhi ka man.
Man ki baat has happened now.
Rajdeep,
yes,
the doomsday harbingers have been trying to write our obituary for a very long time. I was on television on 16th September when the by-elections results of UP had come.
Yes.
And I heard the same rhetorics.
Yes.
You know, this is the end of the Modi honeymoon. This is this. This is the ground realities are totally different.
Right.
I mean, one election setback or one election is not a commentary on how people of this country perceive Mr. Narendra Modi or anybody else. But
I want to say the good news for you is that the first trend which is coming is advantage BJP. The first trend that we are getting is advantage BJP. So we are getting one trend at the moment. We'll tell you which constituency this is in a moment. But the first trend I can tell you is advantage BJP. Go ahead, Sudhanshu, quickly respond.
You see, the exit polls have their own, I would say, relevance.
Yes.
Though so often have they gone wrong. In fact, in the last Vidhan Sabha elections, about Jharkhand, about Maharashtra, they'd all gone wrong. So while there is a relevance, but to say that that's the gospel truth is also not fair.
Okay.
And as far as Congress is concerned, Mr. Manish Shankar Iyer was just talking about how much of faith he has on exit polls. May I remind him that in the last Lok Sabha, the Congress had boycotted all pre-poll surveys and all exit poll debates on televisions.
Okay, so I want to say the first lead, just a minute, Sudhanshu, the first lead coming in from Rohini. At the moment, a Punjabi heartland constituency, and this is a constituency where at the moment the BJP is leading. This was a constituency the AAP won last time. Priyanka Chaturvedi, quick response from you.
It's a Bania heartland.
Okay, Bania heartland is how you're putting it. I would put it as a Punjabi heartland as well, but you're putting it Bania heartland. Priyanka Chaturvedi, quick response. Has the Congress played down its expectations in this election, Priyanka Chaturvedi? That you are at best expecting, if you get the same as you got last time, 8, it will be a bumper for you.
No, we have.
Right, go ahead. Go ahead, Priyanka.
No, all I'd like to mention here is 2013 was quite a setback for us as far as Delhi elections were concerned. I think, no, I'm speaking, but I think it's the loss of time or whatever. But all I'd like to say is, yes, it was quite a setback for us in 2013. And we did, from 2013 onwards, try to correct the perception that people had in their mind. We did a lot of work in the last 15 years, but there was a perception that nothing much was done. And, you know, considering we had the entire India against corruption, we had the Nirbhaya rape case that happened in Delhi, which was unfortunate. We've tried to reconnect with the people, rebuild our strength. Exit polls show otherwise, that we may not do as well. But all I'd like to mention here, at this point of time, if any of the parties, whether it's the BJP or the Aam Aadmi Party, which manages to get a majority, it would be good for the people of Delhi to have a government which is stable and which would last for 5 years.
Can I just hold you for that?
And hopefully fulfill all the promises that they've made to the people of Delhi.
Can I just hold you to that, because Yogendra Yadav of the Aam Aadmi Party is joining us. Yogendra Yadav, the first trend which is coming is Rohini, which is a seat that you had won last time. This time it's going to the BJP. Your sense, where is this battle going to be fought? Am I right in saying that for you the critical battle is rural Delhi, outer Delhi? 17 of the 18 rural seats last time went to the BJP. That is where you want to make the big breakthrough. Is that where this battle will be fought today?
Rajdeep, this first initial things are usually postal ballots and so on.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't spend time on that.
Yes.
This is a big day. It's a big day because just 10 months ago in the election, we had lost 60 out of 70 seats here.
Yes.
So we started as an underdog. Every possible force has been aligned against us. Electoral record, money, state power, everything has been used against us.
Yes.
And we know the tide has changed.
Yes.
It's not just in rural Delhi, Rajiv. Rural Delhi, of course, we expect to come back. We expect to level. But to my mind, what has happened in Delhi is that the ground has been leveled. So both the parties have their votes are spread quite evenly across the city, which means that any party with more than 3 to 4% lead can actually almost sweep the city of Delhi. That's what might happen. That is actually the effect of rural Delhi. Delhi. Yes, we did very badly in rural Delhi last time, also in the parliamentary elections. That's where we've staged a very big recovery. So I expect it to be leveled through the city.
I can tell you that the second,
in terms of seats.
I know, Yogendra, you don't take the early trends very seriously because you say they are postal ballots. I put that caveat before you joined us, but the other lead we are getting at the moment is Mangalpuri, where at the moment Rakhi Birla, your minister and one of the youngest ministers that the country has seen, is leading at the moment. It was a big battle there. Remember, this was a Congress bastion. Last time she had defeated a three-time winner, Rajkumar Chauhan of the Congress. I'm presuming that with 23 sitting MLAs, Yogendra, you are expecting the AAP strategy has been put up our strong candidates who have won the previous election and then look for some winnable candidates this time, particularly in outer Delhi. You've even taken defectors from the BSP, from the Congress in this election. I'm just trying to get a sense, the AAP strategy today, as you look at these numbers through the day, which are the seats, which are the areas that you believe this election will be decided? You're saying it's a level playing field across Delhi, but there must be some areas that you believe are critical for this verdict.
Rajdeep, Mangalpuri in a sense symbolizes the fight that I mentioned. Rakhi Birla, a young person from a very ordinary family, is up against the most mighty people, you know, the lords of that area. She managed to defeat them last time, and I'm very happy to note that she has taken a lead because there were some concerns about how that constituency was sort of panning out. To my mind, Rajdeep, actually the real battle is not in outer Delhi, because in outer Delhi I suppose we are doing well.
Yes.
To my mind, the critical thing is to see how the proper middle class colonies behave, because that's
I can give
to
you,
my mind, that's the only area where there is a
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Yogendra, again. As you say, middle class colonies, we're getting more results. Malviya Nagar, Somnath Bharti, controversial, leading at the moment. Mangalpuri, as I said, Rakhi Birla leading. Patparganj, Manish Sisodia leading, your senior leader. Ved Prakash leading in Bhavana, and I'm going to look at Bhavana as an interesting kind of constituency which I believe will decide this election, because as we spread into more rural parts of Delhi, I want to tell our viewers there are about 18 constituencies that have a rural tilt to them, a rural nature to them. Those were all won by the BJP. Bhavana being a good example of that. That's again where the BJP is losing. But it's interesting, Yogendra ji, again, that it seems at the moment that you are making the point that you want to hold your middle class colonies, because that's where many believe that Arvind Kejriwal was losing support. That's where you need, that's where your worry will be, presumably, as the day goes on.
That's a fair point, Rajdeep, because in a sense, in outer Delhi, I think anyone would concede that we are doing very well. In some of the lower class colonies of Trans Yamuna, anyone would concede that we are doing very well. It's only the middle class, heartland of the middle class colonies in the city, yes, where there is a contest. I believe that we have overtaken them there as well, and the result from Malviya Nagar is a bit of an indication. It's a very early indication. I wouldn't draw too much from that. Yes. You said controversial with Somnath Bharti, but you know, the same newspaper which had reported everything about Somnath Bharti, Indian Express, 3 days ago carried a story about what kind of a hero he is in that very locality where people said he was controversial.
Well, so he's controversial. You can be a controversial hero. You can be a controversial hero. Somnath Bharti is a bit of a controversial hero. Let's put it that way. That's the best way to summarize him. But Yogendra, you just hold on. I just want to bring in Sudhanshu, because Sudhanshu Mittal, early trends emerging. Kiran Bedi now leading in Krishna Nagar. Janakpuri, Jagdish Mukhi leading. All the heavyweights are leading at the moment. Somnath Bharti, Rakhi Birla, Manish Sisodia from the Aam Aadmi Party. But that Bhavana seat is the one that I'm looking at, because this was held last time by the BJP. And it's now shifting as of now to Ved Prakash of the Aam Aadmi Party. Will you concede that rural Delhi, where issues of land acquisition have become major issues, is where you might face your biggest test? Quick answer.
See, certainly rural Delhi is very important, because last time we had swept the rural Delhi scenario. Similarly, last time, out of the 28 seats Aam Aadmi Party had won, there were 19 seats which were these typical urban middle class seats. Now, that's also equally important, as Mr. Yadav has also been saying. Right. So, these two are the balancing factors. Let us see which way Delhi goes.
Yeah, but that's what it's coming down to. The early trends are all the heavyweights are leading. At the moment, the Congress's first big heavyweight, Dr. Ashok Walia, former minister in the Sheila Dikshit government, leading at the moment from Lakshmi Nagar. So some reason for Mani Shankar Iyer to smile. It won't be hopefully a duck for you, Mani Shankar Iyer, as at least one poll has predicted. But it's turning out to be a tough fight. As these early trends suggest, AAP is edging ahead primarily because AAP is doing, as I said, well in Outer Delhi and holding on to its bastions, which it did well last time. That's what is the big picture at the moment. Yogendra ji, one last point from you on that. Is this about what is the best case scenario that the Aam Aadmi Party is looking? Because some polls have indicated that both parties will be in the range of 33 to 38. Your sense, are you looking more at a figure at 45 for the Aam Aadmi Party as your best case scenario today?
Rajiv, frankly, I'm looking at much bigger. I mean, there's no point in making forecasts now that the counting has begun.
Yes.
But I'll just reiterate what I had said about 7 days ago, before the poll took place. My own sense, which I hold on to, I could be wrong, and it's a matter of an hour or so to discover whether I was wrong. My own sense was that actually we should cross the 2/3 mark, given what the exit polls are saying, given what I read on the street, and I have addressed, dozens of rallies through the city. My own sense continues to be that opinion polls have slightly underestimated Aam Aadmi Party. They have understated the vote share lead of the Aam Aadmi Party. They are being just cautious. And they have been very conservative in translating votes into seats. For both these reasons, Aam Aadmi Party appear to have been underestimated. My sense is that we should do better than what the upper limit of most of the exit poll, including yours, has been.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we cross 2/3. Something 50 or even 50 plus is a scenario that I'm still looking at. But the counting is on, so what's the point in making forecasts and trying to check?
Okay, we won't make forecasts, but I'll just tell you these are, remember, early leads, very early leads. The other good news for the Aam Aadmi Party at the moment, Greater Kailash, the constituency where Saurabh Bhardwaj, its former minister, is contesting against the president's daughter. Aam Aadmi Party leading that seat. Delhi Cantonment, a seat where the BJP did very well in the cantonment election. Aam Aadmi Party, Surinder Singh at the moment is leading. So what is becoming very clear is the Aam Aadmi Party has taken a bit of an early lead. The Congress is leading in two. Traditional seat of Okhla, Muslim-dominated seat, Asif Mohammad Khan leading there, brother of Arif Mohammad Khan. He's leading from his seat. And we've got another Congress lead coming in from Ashok Walia. But it's clear the main battle is BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party. And at the moment, it's 7 to the Aam Aadmi Party, 3 to the BJP, 2 to the Congress. So clearly, the early leads are with the Aam Aadmi Party at the moment. And it is doing well in those middle class areas, which it needs to do well.
Jangpura, the Aam Aadmi Party is leading. And
that's right. Now Praveen Kumar is now leading in Jangpura. So Jangpura, Malviya Nagar, Greater Kailash, these are the kind of middle class colonies in South Delhi, which are critical to this election.
And watch out.
Yogendra, you want to make a quick point before I take a break? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's crucial, Rajiv, because Jangpura is a seat where our own sitting MLA had shifted, and we had put up a young volunteer. People said you were putting up an unknown person. Jangpura is very much the heart of the middle class area. Greater Kailash enthuses me enormously. What a bright MLA, and all of us had this sense, that he is facing a tough competition because of the nature of the colony. So Jangpura, Malviya Nagar, Greater Kailash, all this gives me personally the best indication since the morning.
Okay, we're going to leave it at that. I need to slip into a quick break, and then I'll get my panelists to just reflect on early trends that have emerged. Clearly, what we are now seeing at the moment is the Aam Aadmi Party is taking that early lead as per our projections. It's clear that in middle class areas, the Aam Aadmi Party is doing well. Greater Kailash is my constituency, if that's any indication. And if you can call it a good upper middle class colony is the way I'm going to put it. I think
upper class.
No, I'm not. I'm middle class. Middle class is where we are all located.
Everybody's Aam Aadmi now.
No. I'm not saying Aam Aadmi, but middle class Aadmi. At the moment, those are the constituencies where the Aam Aadmi Party is doing well. But significantly, in the one rural constituency where I'm getting trends, Bhawana at the moment, Ved Prakash of the Aam Aadmi Party is leading. So the sense one is getting is that at the moment the Aam Aadmi Party does have the edge. But this could go anywhere. Remember, these are very early trends. The BJP also has picked as many as 4 seats. Rithala, Kulwant Rana of the BJP is leading. So that's another trend which is coming. The Congress just leading in 2 as of now. 6-4-2 is the way we stand. And 1 is coming to the others.
There's a trend change in GK.
There's a trend change. That's right. BSP, Aditya is leading. That's the one other. But we'll have to wait and see. These are all postal ballots, we believe. It's around 9 o'clock that the trends will start giving us some indication of what happens.